building.
From the line, good reaction time for George Russell.
Alrighty, glad to have you join us for another episode of Sports Hub on NigezieXtreme. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. Glad to be here. My name is Rotimi Akindele. Of course, it's been an exciting week, and we're looking forward to more excitement in coming days, especially as it concerns Nigerian sports. By the way, big shout out to our under-19 cricket women's team. They will be participating at the Women's Cricket World Cup happening in India. So wish them all of the very best in that one. But then, hey, I've got the two big men in the studio today. I won't make that mistake. Femi Faraway is here on the show. Hello, Femi. How are you?
Rotimi, I'm very good. It's good. Finally, you're learning from your mistakes. And I like a person who learns from his mistakes. Two questions I have for you, Rotimi. One, when will we get our first rain in Lagos?
First one?
Rain. Ojo, rain.
Okay, I'll answer you. What's the second question?
Question number two, have you tried any of the agbalumo berries? Have you tried it? Okay. Is it sweet yet?
So,
because I need to know if you've tried it, so I should know.
You know that saying that you can't have elders in the market, and then the head of a child will be bent. So let's ask the elder. Let's ask the elder. So I was going to bring the elder in, Joseph Faulkner. Joseph Faulkner. Can you please answer Femi? He said, when is it going to rain in Lagos?
Am I a rainmaker?
You know people that are rainmakers now.
Am I a rainmaker?
But you know rainmakers.
Have you ever seen me patronize them before?
But you might know a few of them.
No.
I've seen you go out with them. I've seen you go out with them.
Rainmakers. Yes. The kind of things
The ones they wear white.
No, the kind of things we make rain is different from the rain you're asking for. Our own rain never stops.
Oh, wow.
In Lagos. Yeah.
You're on the
Agbalumo.
I've not tasted it. Actually, I'm looking forward to it. See, I love agbalumo. What is the English name for agbalumo?
Berry.
Is it
Berry?
berry?
It's berry,
It's
actually.
berry as well.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
berry.
so we're talking berry.
Yeah, but it's agbalumo.
Or Udara.
Udara for our people from the east.
Yeah.
It's Udara.
How about people from the north?
We'll find out.
Our knowledge is stop. We're not that knowledgeable.
Let's not pass our boundary.
Yes.
For our guys from the north, I promise you we'll find out. Next week we'll tell you the show. But it's good to be back here.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Nigerian cricket on the 19 cricket women's team participating at the World Cup. So far, it's good. It's good that they have this kind of exposures. They've been pushing for years.
Yes.
The cricket association, the federation, actually, there's a lot they are doing for cricket, and it's good to see this kind of reward. This rewarding for them, and that's why I make so much noise about developmental process for our sports. These are the under-19 girls. Eventually, hopefully, we'll see them mature and grow to the next level, and then to the senior team, and then one day we can participate at bigger tournaments for for the national team. So
we have a foreign manager.
Yeah, we have a foreign manager.
Under-19.
Kudos to them.
Yeah, I mean national.
And
team,
this week, so a lot of people who know me know that I've lost a lot of weight apart from the tummy that has refused to go. But I've lost a lot of weight, and people have asked me, "What's your weight loss journey?" Intermittent fasting, some kind of workouts. But then I found out a new sport.
Tell us.
I stopped playing football for some time now. I keep getting injured, and they don't. With age, these things don't heal as quickly as they used to heal. And then I found a sport called paddle. Paddle is becoming very popular in Nigeria, and hopefully, maybe one of these days, I'll try and see if we can bring some of the guys behind growth in Nigeria. Bring them. It's a hybrid of tennis, lawn tennis, and squash. It's a hybrid of the same thing you see in squash that they hit against the glass and whatever. It's allowed, and then it's almost the same court. It's the same design as the tennis court, but not as big as the tennis court. So I played my first game during the week, and I played for about 1.5 hours straight. Ooh. And it was good.
Not bad.
Yes, the following morning I felt it behind my hamstring and all over, but it felt so good. So I've decided that once a week, now that I'm not playing football anymore, I'm just going to switch to paddle properly. It's a beautiful sport. So I'll encourage you if you actually need it.
I actually came in contact with that about 3 years ago, but hopefully I can get the location where you are playing. I don't think it's everywhere yet.
No, it's not everywhere.
Exactly.
Yet, there are 3 locations. So maybe we'll bring some of the guys behind it, and then we'll talk about talk about the thing, but it's growing. You know, before it was gist. Now I'm seeing courts everywhere. You know, and they are now open to. It's more accessible. The courts are more accessible. The equipment are there. You know, and all of that. I'm looking for somebody to sponsor my equipment. Sir. I have.
Anyway, I'm sure we'll get sponsors. Hey, don't sponsor us to what do you call it? Padel.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting stuff. Femi, you want to play padel as well?
I'll go play.
I'll go play. Anyway, of course, a good way to start off the show. You know, like we always do, week in review. Last week in review.
Last week was horrible for everybody.
It was a horrible week. It's just the norm, Femi.
It's a norm. We have to do it.
Yeah. So we made three big predictions, four big predictions last weekend. Because one game from the English FA Cup, one game from the Dutch Eredivisie, one game on the home front from the CAF Confederations Cup, and then the Spanish Super Cup played all the way in Saudi Arabia. To start with, the Spanish Super Cup ended in a blowout for Real Madrid. 5-2, Barcelona won that. I think Joseph Faulkner got that prediction correctly.
Sorry, you think?
Yeah. So Femi and I
didn't just get it correctly. You know, I told you guys something. So there's something going on with Barcelona. I actually, you know, I'm not trying. It's not banter, and I'm not trying to chive. I'm very serious now. So Barcelona had a dip.
Yeah.
When Lamine was not there. All of a sudden, he's back.
Lamine is back.
And they are playing some, you know, at some point, it looked like trading match. The way they were toying with Real Madrid.
It was a training.
You know, and that boy. And then it was good to see Olmo back in the side playing as well. And it looked sharp. It looks like he's not been, you know, out of the game for a while. And they repeated it against Real Betis. You know, the same, you know, football. And Lamine was key to a lot of the things they do. So, as if he's cooking something with that team. You know, despite all the problems they have. You know, there's always one story about Barcelona or the other. But kudos to them and the way they played the Super Cup. They really, really, really deserve to win it. 5-2, that's no. Even after the goalkeeper, Szczesny, got the red card, they still dominated the game.
Yeah, because at that point, I think Real Madrid had lost hope.
No, at that point, all the 5 goals are then taken.
Exactly, so
there was no more fight. There was no more fight.
There was no need to fight anyway. 5-2 it ended, Barcelona winning the Spanish Super Cup all the way in Saudi Arabia. Of course, FA Cup.
Sorry, before you go to the FA Cup, I will keep saying this. If there's still anybody out there who is not happy with sports going to Saudi, you better wake up because it has come to stay.
That's the fact.
It has come to stay. The boxing chief, Turkey, Alala Sheikh, or what's his name? Turkey, the Saudi boxing chief. The plans he has for boxing. I listened to him talking on an international radio station during the week, and he's going to lure Tyson Fury out of retirement. You know, I've been talking about Fury versus AJ for a while that it should happen.
They want that to happen.
He wants that to happen. It's going to be
the biggest happen in Saudi Arabia.
It will happen in Saudi Arabia. Guess the boss is proposing $500 million.
And you think somebody will sit down somewhere and say, "No, we don't want."
Imagine
it's possible.
Imagine they share that post 50-50. 250 million. They are making more money when they had no belts compared to when they had belts.
Yeah.
AJ.
LIV Golf. Look at what's going on.
There's a merger now.
It has to happen.
Of course, all those early fights.
Because the money involved is so big that now we're going to talk about transfers later. I'm just going to drop this one. Al Hilal, practically the biggest club in Saudi. They're about to drop 65 million for.
Did you see that offer
for Mo Salah?
Exactly.
And then the salary. Mo Salah is going to be the highest paid player in the world.
Please, when are we going to have a bilateral relationship with Saudi Arabia?
we need to ask our friend. We need to ask the expert in bilateral relationships.
We need that bilateral, and then maybe CAF also needs a bilateral relationship with Saudi as a country.
Sports Hub must have a bilateral relationship with Saudi sports.
CAF has actually tried something like that. But
they are.
And it
wasn't sustainable.
It will come. Don't worry.
Don't be shocked.
It will still come.
The CAF Champions League final fight it with Saudi.
It will.
It is going to come. It must happen.
You cannot carry AFCON and go then.
AFCON will not go there, but that CAF Champions League final.
What if we have an AFCON semi-final and final?
Well, it's possible the AFCON can go there because remember Copa America. Copa
America
America
was
was
the
the
US.
US.
It will not go to Saudi. Calm your nerves.
No problem. Anyway, just before we digress, Femi, FA Cup, Arsenal won, United won. The only way we both got this right was that I just said United will win. You said it was going to end in a draw. So if we look at that format,
the first thing he said was
he changed his mind later now.
because we made an erroneous statement.
Yes.
There was
going to be a replay.
So there was no.
So we're giving it to
It's a win.
whichever way, whether you say win or draw, you
Yeah.
won. Double chance. Your double chance clicked.
No, it's not double chance. It's a win,
You know,
including overtime.
I think that, and I'm of the theory that I think United plays better against big teams than they do against small teams.
That's what makes the
Play
team
well
annoying.
When I mean play well,
Like they raised their game. It's not like
any game.
No, when we say raise their game, United.
Do you want to use this?
No, statistically, United were not as good as
They were
Arsenal.
nowhere. Not.
But United were but United
They
were,
defended well.
Yes, United were 10 men. Arsenal had 11. And United for what 60 minutes because it was 60 minutes. Dallo got his red card.
Yeah.
So the final 30 minutes, the second 30 minutes that followed, United kept Arsenal out despite the penalty, despite chances. And I was going to mention because I thought Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Southampton would have just buttered the whole story up by saying how United played bad. But then it's something meaning United found a way to score 3 goals. All I'm saying is that United did not deserve to win that game.
I agree. The Arsenal game.
The Arsenal game.
Oh, I think
United did
Southampton
not
game.
deserve to win that game. I did not even think United deserved to win that Southampton game.
Well, it's Southampton. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's
That's
Southampton.
why. But that Arsenal game, I don't think United deserve to win it. And I think that the manager still has a long way to convince even me. I know he'll come in good at some point, but I think at this point, he's not getting whatever.
But
Arsenal were not petty. Arsenal have not been great though.
So
Arsenal have not been great.
now that's the point I don't agree. So this theory of once a team is not scoring, they are not great or they are not good. Doesn't
it's not about scoring. It's about
Let me ask
conceding.
Faulkner this question. I was on a show earlier in the week, and then I was asked about Arsenal. Like, since Saka got injured, and I think there's another key player for Arsenal, the fluidity we saw, or we usually see with Arsenal, is no longer there. Are they patching their way through games? Or like you said with Yamal and Barcelona, if a Saka comes back into the Arsenal squad, I'm likely to see that fluidity pick up again.
So fluidity is not there, definitely. Arsenal is still bossing games, having more possession, creating chances, having a lot of shots on target, shots,
True.
But
True.
all of a sudden, players like Trossard can't score again. Trossard scored one goal against Spurs in the North London derby,
Yeah.
and everybody's making noise. Forgetting that Trossard had 4 shots. And he miskicked 3 of the 4 shots, as if he didn't know how to kick a ball again. That's one. Havertz could have scored 3 in the first half of that game. Against Manchester United, the same thing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the same Havertz that scored how many last season, that early in the season became the highest goal scorer for is the leading goal scorer for Arsenal in all competition, can't put the ball in the net. Odegaard as well, all of a sudden can't shoot to score anymore. Odegaard now shoots and his shots are so tame in the 6-yard box, that he didn't even pass one defender in the 6-yard box. So there's a lot going on with the Arsenal team, and it's despite the fact that they are still bossing games in their way, they still keep teams on the other half.
Yeah.
They are always around the box. Somehow, that final thought, just putting the ball in the net. Look at the goalkeeper, the Manchester United goalkeeper for the game. I've forgotten his name. But now look like a superstar. He looked like a prime Buffon in that game. So it wasn't because Arsenal weren't good, but put the ball in the net now became a problem.
I think the problem is a little more than that. And now the goal scoring is one opportunity, one pattern, and I agree.
Yeah.
But I also think that teams are getting onto Arsenal a lot more than they used to. When you mentioned boss, what we knew Arsenal at the start of the season, once they went past all their challenge, was defensively they're tight. Midfield, they'll keep
so
you
let's stop. Let me stop you. Go and check the stats. Arsenal have considered only 2 goals. They've considered actually less than they considered last season at this stage. So let's stop this.
No,
So
no.
Arsenal have considered 2 goals less than what they considered at this stage last season.
So let me point out what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But which is better defensively?
It also shows. No.
He's saying we're considered.
I'm coming. But it has also shown Arsenal has gotten fewer points as at this season.
No.
Compared to last season.
As at 20 games,
Arsenal has 13 points lower.
1 point. No, 1 point.
No.
1 point.
As at this stage last season, we will check.
As at this stage, it's 1 point.
So what I'm trying to point out is, remember the goal against
Arsenal had 40 games, 40 points after 20 games last season. Now they have 39. Are you kidding? 39.
So with
the 21 games is consistent. Now after 43 and 42. So it's 1 point difference.
So whether I am right in the number or you're right in the number, we both agree that Arsenal have fewer points as at this stage.
No. So do
you agree?
No, I don't agree. 1
point. You have more points.
No. So what you are saying is Arsenal is way worse.
No. So I'm saying that yes.
And I corrected you.
No, you didn't correct me. So I am pointing out because you made a point, and I'm going to pick out moments for you. Now the whole idea of this Arsenal's defense being a lot better than it was last year is we agree that Gabriel is still scoring a lot of goals. Right? But you cannot deny the goal conceded against Manchester United would not be a goal Arsenal will naturally concede.
But they've considered worse last season.
So
they considered worse than that last season. A lot of
worse goals.
Yeah, worse goals last season. And I will show you. Against Spurs last season, the goals scored.
I will show you. The viewers want to watch.
No. I will show you. I can just point out games. I can point out games that last season Arsenal considered the most stupid goals.
And this
so you know what has happened to Femi? He has followed the rhetoric.
No,
and it's a rhetoric that is going on everywhere.
No,
you know why I know the difference in points. You know why I know the difference in points and whatever, because I'm about to show someone who brought this rhetoric as well.
I'm going to also watch it.
And I showed him that Arsenal have considered less, but have 1 point less.
Yeah. Rotimi, have you noticed what
you said it's more than 1 point?
I've not still agreed on that part, but I'm still saying that what we're both agreed on.
I just told you
now, let me make my point now. What I've agreed on here now is that what we both agreed on is the point they had at this stage last season. They don't have it this season. They have less. So both of us are on the same point.
1 point.
However, we're not agreeing. But I'm saying it's more than 1 point. But I'm agreeing that it's still less. And I'm saying that the goals they have conceded, some of the goals they have conceded this season, for a team that has improved, because where you are last year and where you are this year is not the same place. You move forward. That means it's still the same guys who have played together.
At this time last year, Arsenal were fourth in the table.
Who have understood each other. But we're seeing Gabriel make against Man United. See the mistake.
Gabriel made about 4 different mistakes last season that led directly to go. Saliba made mistakes last season that led directly to go.
Together. When Bonucci and Kellini were playing together, when they reducing their mistakes.
The point remains that Arsenal last season at this stage were 4th in the table,
and now they're 2nd in the table.
As bad as everybody's making it look, that's 1. 2. Arsenal is just 1 point lower than they were last season. Arsenal has considered 2. Arsenal has considered 2. No, that's a minus.
Oh, okay.
But Arsenal has considered 2 less than last season as at 20. Now, if you now move to game 21, right? So the problem with Arsenal,
we have to leave.
Is not scoring. Yeah. No. The problem with Arsenal, and that I've seen is the scoring. They've not scored as much as they scored last season.
Hopefully, they'll get to score goals
maybe they will change
against
tomorrow.
Aston Villa. We'll get to that during the course of the show. But the final 2 games, because we need to go on a quick break.
Don't worry, we flunked it.
We lost that. Neymar were disappointing. 1-1 against Al Masry.
They could have lost.
No chance of qualifying, as far as I'm concerned.
No. There's still a chance. They can beat Zamalek. Yes.
Zamalek have qualified already.
They have qualified. What if Zamalek decide to chill? They have qualified.
They're going to top the group.
So, and you think Zamalek will watch you beat them in Egypt?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But at least
the one we all lost.
We predicted. All of us predicted the win for Eyimba. Eyimba played out to 1-1 draw. They could have
predicted the win for Feyenoord.
Hold on now, don't rush. They could have lost. They could have lost the game. Remember the penalty incident in the game that what's his name saved for Eyimba in the second half. So Arsenal Eyimba could have actually lost that game. But what is going to worry your season campaigner is he needs to find a way against teams that play well, that are organized,
Wrote to me.
He needs to find a way.
Let me say something here. In 2 games, he's not the one that started coaching this team.
But he has done well.
2 games, 4 points from 2 games. That's not a bad run.
No, he has done well.
That's not a bad run. And the CAF Confederation Cup, yes.
He has done well.
No, I'm even saying the CAF Confederation Cup. Only 2 matches he don't coach.
Yeah.
So we're already the problem.
So let's hope he can get a win in the on the final day.
It's a season.
I don't think it will happen, but it can happen.
It's a season campaign.
Fingers crossed.
And then the last one,
if it happened,
Feyenoord at home to Utrecht, that we thought we continue the whatever. Utrecht decided to do something else, and they won away from home 2-1.
All right, so that's it. We're done with our review from last weekend. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, Sports Hub will continue right here on NigezieXtreme. Stick around. All righty, welcome back. Still Sports Hub right here on NigezieXtreme. Time to talk Nigeria sports, basically Nigerian football, as it were. On Monday last week, it was the official unveiling of the new manager, Eric Shell, who is in charge of the Super Eagles of Nigeria now. And now, after that unveiling, because there were loads of talks. Don't spoil his name now. There were loads of talks around what he plans to do, what the federation is expecting, what Nigerians are expecting. And then, of course, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday, we flew down to Ikenne to meet with the Chan Eagles, who, by the way, the same day I arrived in Ikenne, CAF decided to postpone the Chan. No problem. We're going to talk about Eric Shell and his contact with Nigeria
CAF knew that we're assembling a killer squad with a killer manager. And then CAF, out of their own fear, quickly came up with the routes that, okay,
this thing you just said now, how do you want everybody to believe what you just said?
Because don't know what CAF can do, they will carry us somewhere else to go and play this tournament. Are you saying that Morocco cannot save us?
2 weeks.
Are you saying Morocco can always save us now? Egypt cannot save us. Tunisia cannot save us.
In 2 weeks.
That's what you are telling me. In 2 weeks, Morocco will host that tournament.
In 2 weeks.
In 3 days, Morocco will host that tournament. Is it not, Chan? Morocco will host that tournament in 3 days.
Please, let's get serious. Please,
in 2 weeks, I say Morocco cannot host that tournament.
No, it doesn't work that way.
What is the reason why you know what? It's not bus,
a whole lot.
transport, hotel. What again remain?
Tickets.
Tickets for what? Tickets
flights.
It should be flights.
Femi, we are not even talking. Femi.
Morocco has airline, I don't think.
So they send airlines to all the countries. I'll fly your players. There's more to it.
People should say what you want to say now. Say what you want to say.
I think
I said my own.
Okay, so we'll get back to Eric Shell contact with Nigerian football later. But for the concerning the Chan postponement, personally, apart from what the CAF,
why are you trying to pull his shirt?
I can't get his shirt.
Let me move away from me.
I can't even get his shirt.
He keeps doing as if he wants to pull your shirt.
There's nothing you're going to say.
I'm going to say a lot.
There's nothing you're going to
Don't
say.
worry.
But you know,
wait now.
I hope you know there are other rumors around this postponement. It's not just preparedness of the host countries.
Yeah.
You know. But so my own is this. When they first of all said, when CAF, you know, the statement they put out is they want to give the host nations more time to be fully prepared.
Yeah.
You went for an inspection in December.
Did they mind it?
And you said they were ready.
Did they mind
Those were the words.
Did they mind it?
They said the facilities were ready, the cities were ready, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, you are giving them more time to be ready. So which ready are we going to hold?
Wait,
we can't do anything. We have to wait till August. But you know what? It's just an indictment on
the countries,
on African football,
on everything, on development. Rotimi, let me ask you a question. This tournament originally should have been what year?
Last year.
We're in 2025. We want to carry to enter middle of 2025. Kill it.
Past middle.
Most we always do this. AFCON 2, we move.
You know, it's not the first time we're changing the schedule of
even our major tournament, yes.
Of whatever. And we keep disrupting the calendars of different countries. And that's another thing that some North African countries. That's what
that's what I was going to tell Femi. That some countries actually, especially North African countries, were even pretty upset about the choice of February. Mm-hmm. Like, wait, it's the peak period for our league, our domestic football. Some of us are in the.
Some of them have already withdrawn, but some of them are actually threatening to withdraw.
Some of them are planning to go back in because CAF has raised the money to $3.5 million.
Yeah, so now the money is enticing.
Egypt are now back on the table.
Algeria as well.
Algeria are not interested.
South Africa are also not interested.
I'll tell you why.
But they will play a qualifier.
I will tell you why those ones are interested now. Because CAF has agreed to August. If they did it,
and that's with the money part of the point you were making.
Yeah, but what you are saying is the money. No, With that money, do you know how much money is in those leagues you're talking about?
No, but
it's not the MPFL.
No, but what if GTAB even still suggesting it? They still want to send under 23? They're interested now, but under 23 will go and play it.
So
Not
the
their
reason
senior team.
they are going to play the tournament now, the core guys are complaining, is because some of them are saying you're going to disrupt our league.
Yeah.
We don't want to release our players now.
Exactly.
We want our clubs to have the best of legs to campaign locally, domestically, and then the continental cups as well. Let them perform well. Let this thing hold on. Play it after the finals of the CAF Confederations Cup and CAF Champions League,
which is in May, by the way.
Which is in May.
So with that way, because of the FIFA Club World Cup, we have 4 or 5 African clubs.
Yeah, but
but at least play it after the leagues.
That's why they chose August.
And so they did. Okay, the Club World Cup is there. Okay, which month is free? August. Okay, maybe some of them will use that as pre-season or whatever, but at least before the season starts in August, they will do it. So now they've not even announced the actual date.
Yes, there's no date yet.
So it's gonna be very most likely the end of July to middle of August.
But how does all of these things concern us?
Who are they? Us?
Nigeria.
We are going to
we're ready. We don't care now.
Go and play by yourself now.
We're ready.
Go and play by yourself.
Why are you making excuses? Because everything Joseph Faulkner has just said, nice excuses for other people. We know that anyhow, whether continent or no continent, we need team.
But you know the worry for Nigeria.
Rotimi, let Nigeria go and play by themselves.
What CAF is doing in Jojoro?
Wait, okay, we've heard you, Femi. But you know
you won't be arguing with me.
I'm only telling you that the worry for Nigeria is even worse.
Telling me to go and play by myself.
The worry for Nigeria is even worse.
I'm just going to lose a lot of key players.
Exactly. You said key player. You said a killer squad. By the time you want to play, wait now. I'm agreeing with you.
I'm agreeing that time is bad for us.
Exactly. Because some of these players that we have now,
how is it bad for us?
That are good.
You ever say we can't produce new players before then?
Fingers crossed. We will. Let's talk about Eric
It's
Schell, please.
It's the MPFL. We'll produce players before then.
Let's talk about Eric Schell.
So Eric Schell, which is the way to pronounce his name, he himself said the man himself said is Eric.
Of course, it's Eric Sekou.
Eric Sekou Schell.
That's his name.
That's the way to pronounce his name. So beautiful thing about the whole thing is he went to the team, and I like what the NFF have said. If Chan had happened in February, he wasn't going to coach the team.
Yeah.
He was going to just go with them, watch.
Yeah.
He's not going to even coach the team at all. Yeah. So I like the sound of that. He went there, had a conversation with the team, and then he met with the managers. I heard he met with the managers afterwards himself. They had some conversation.
Ekweba is part of the technical.
Ekweba is part of the technical committee of the NFF. So they and I saw there's a rapport already building between himself and people like Ekweba and whatever. Especially
the way he
speaks French and all of that. I like the things he has said.
So finally, he's becoming a believer.
I'm not. See,
he said he liked the things he has said. Doesn't make him
and this is one of the things you need to understand about me.
I don't want to understand. I'm Nigerian.
Listen, there's something you need to understand about me. I'm not those group of people that because they support one thing and it didn't happen their way, they want Nigeria to burn.
Okay.
I love Nigeria.
We'll take you on board.
If it succeeds, it's to the benefit of Nigeria.
Of us, yeah, as Nigerians.
And it's for us that this is our business. This is our bread and butter. Yeah. It's good for us as well. So I'm going to pray for him to succeed. I'm going to support him. It doesn't mean I like the choice of Eric Schell. I like the conversations he's had, especially with the home-based team. I like the fact that the lines are properly drawn. What I still don't understand is the roles of those two. And it will become clear eventually.
Definitely.
Eventually it will become clear because his assistants are the guys he came with. It is clear as daylight. His assistants are those guys, those 3 guys that I came with. Whatever these guys are going to do,
Daniel and Fidelis,
it's another matter entirely. But let him start working. He's going to travel to Europe to go and talk to
few players.
Some players. Yeah, he needs to talk to our key players, sell the idea to them. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. But for the chanting, thanks to Daniel and Fidelis for what they've done with that team. I love the team. They played against Sunshine Stars. They want me to. Yeah. I gradually you're seeing a semblance of a team, the way they play and all of that. And he's told them it's not automatic. The fact that you are here now doesn't mean that you are going to be there in August. By the end of the season, if we note some other players who are doing well, we'll bring them into the team.
Definitely.
And that's a good thing. it gives us more time to prepare.
Yeah.
Now, all this we're saying that, it's to our disadvantage. Yes, we might lose some key players. I know someone like me was hoping that Ahmed Musa and Brown Day will be drafted. Brown Day, I've heard that they will not allow him go, even if they draft him. I've heard that they would, now it's not official, but I heard they will not allow him go. There are some other players that I felt will be added to the team. Now we have more time. They might have gone back from whatever. If he's still around and he's doing well, who knows?
And he now signs a new contract with Enyimba.
Talking about Ahmed Musa, if he's still in town and he has a new contract with Enyimba, with Kano Pillars, who knows? And if he has gone back to wherever he wants to go to play football, But the good thing is we have more time to prepare the team, and hopefully the coaching crew with the supervision of Eritrea can give us a solid team. Let's even go there and win it at least. Let's go and win. That's my own. And if he wins, if they win, it's a good advertisement for our league. So that everybody who keeps saying we don't have players can keep quiet.
Eritrea?
I'm all right. I'm just going to wait to see what happens.
Alrighty, we're just going to wait to see what happens.
We'll see very soon. Match is near.
Match is just around the corner. And I'm looking forward to those big 2 games. Because all of a sudden the games are big.
What's me calm down? When I calm down, wait to match.
But,
match. I'll wait. Let's go on another break. When we come back, we will be talking the biggest tennis event happening around the globe right now. Stick around. All right, we're heading straight down under Australia, precisely where the first Grand Slam of the year is happening, talking about tennis. And we've seen...
I will not go down under. Stop putting me down under. I will not go down under. I will not go down under.
Very.
Let's go to Australia. Call it what it is. Don't tell me what's going on. Are we in Australia? You're telling me let's go down under. I will not go down under, please. It's 2025. Let's be positive thinking.
So you don't want to go to Australia?
I want to go to Australia. I don't want to go to down under.
That's what when
Nigerian. I'm Nigerian.
You know, many people are watching and laughing at you now. Like, what are you saying?
I just said, let's go to Australia. Melbourne Park. Must you use down under?
Very soon you'll be pleading the blood of the saint.
I will always be the first and not
anyway,
I will not be under.
You guys know the prop. That's why it's the prop.
I hear the joke of a bank. I saw a woman on the queue say, man, I hear the last person. I will not be last.
I will not be the last person.
I know the funny thing. There's some people that will be backing Femi like this.
Of course, yes. Of course.
I will not be under. I will always be top. Did you see that?
But if you go down, you can strike gold.
That's the line.
Or diamonds.
Yes,
precious stones.
Yes, we build our houses up, not down. Let's go to Australia Open now. It's in Melbourne Park, Australia.
Okay. Biggest casualties, that's what we're here to discuss. We'll start with the women's app. Joseph Faulkner has got that covered.
It's okay. I'm not interested.
You have to be interested. Your prediction. We warned you last week.
We call her Queen Wen. That name is actually Queen Wen. When will they preach your turn?
In his house, man. When we're calling it, I
had to call the I love. So I love.
First thing I just said, So we know who drinks your own part to this place.
No, but it was shocking how Sheila Sigamond
Laura's been around for a bit.
Yeah, but it's okay.
You really do not want to talk about it.
I'm sad.
I also think that
British number 1 2 is out.
Who knows that?
Butler.
Katie Butler.
Butler. I say Butler.
Who knows that?
Are you joking?
I'm not joking.
No. The reason why I mentioned Naomi Osaka's own name is
he said he can't Katie Butler.
I can say I moved on.
You know what? Exactly.
British number 1.
I moved on.
People are disrespectful.
The reason why I mentioned Naomi Osaka was because the week before,
British number 1.
She just confirmed that she was separated from her partner.
So she's still healing.
The same way Pep is suffering. Because Pep too separated from his partner. That's the reason why
what is Pep's business with this now?
I'm just telling you that when people lose,
and they suffer a heartbreak.
Yes, it affects. Heartbreak is deep. You should know this kind of thing.
It makes them go down.
In the men's draw, world number 5 and world number 6.
That was also shocking. The fact that Rublev was the first.
They were both beaten by teenagers.
In fact, Medvedev was the worst.
Yeah, because the guy has lost. The guy has consistently lost in the US opening round.
Yeah, opening round.
Opening round. This is the first time he has gone past the opening round.
This is the first time he's beaten anybody in the top 100.
Exactly. That just tells you how good it is.
Interested.
As long as you know who is still in the tournament, you can continue the show. You know who has Ja.
So if you had Ja, what would have happened? You'd have stopped the show.
I don't know the show.
But see, deliberately, when we get to the semi-finals of the Australian Open quarterfinals, we'll get into in-depth conversations around these things. But for now,
there's also something
we're separating the shaft from the wheat and all of that.
There's something I want to talk about. So because they don't have the Australian, because they don't have the broadcast rights of content.
Mm-hmm.
So what they've done is an AI sort of Nintendo Wii system on YouTube. So you're actually watching cartoon characters playing the real tennis.
Mm-hmm.
So the same thing the real characters are doing.
That's what the AI is
that's what the AI is just replicating. So you can still follow the games and watch it on YouTube if you want. And I thought it was brilliant because they found a way to circumvent the broadcast situation.
Don't worry, there are broadcast people we are watching. Don't worry.
Exactly.
I don't know what you are going on and on about.
People that cannot watch.
I say we are watching.
It's everywhere, Femi.
We are watching.
But we like the fact that you mentioned this YouTube.
We are watching.
Just in case somebody's out there and wants to watch the Australia, but you can watch the animation.
We are watching. But
thank you for the info.
Something happened that I need to call your attention to, guys. Djokovic, he's become. I wrote it down. Okay, so he has passed Federer's record for the most major singles matches played
in the Grand Slam.
He's won. I think, but he's 430th.
Yeah, something.
430th game with thereabout. He's now the standalone. He's now the standalone.
Trust Joseph Auckland to come in with those stats.
So maybe this is the start that he will carry away from this tournament, and Alcaraz will now get his own. We talked about what is riding on this Australian Open.
Yeah,
we talked about that Djokovic could be winning. So maybe this is his own part of the history from this Grand Slam, and then he will now win the next one.
Djokovic
and then win his 20.
Djokovic will not be under
and whatever.
By the grace of God, Djokovic will finish.
Alcaraz can still become the youngest guy to have a career Grand Slam.
Or not.
So
we'll see how that pans out for all of these guys you've mentioned and the women as well. Because as the Australian Open continues. Forgive us, guys. Anyway,
I'm hurting.
Let's leave down under.
Rotimi, stop this. I'm not with you down under.
I said we are leaving. Did you hear? Let's leave down under.
I will not leave down under. I was never there.
And then cross over to the Premier League, where it's time to talk about Newcastle United. Apparently, the form team in the Premier League now, 6-game winning streak.
9 games in all
9 games across board.
This guy
they are scoring goals for fun.
This guy is also on his scoring run.
Isak as well. Isak can't stop scoring. Gordon can't stop putting up a fantastic. What's his name? Joelinton.
I mean, we talked about them last weekend, and now we're yet to talk about them again. But this time around, can we tweak the conversation? Are they all of a sudden competing for the title?
Okay, so how many points do they have?
How
far are they from the top?
Let's discuss it.
If you can say
what I think they're still far off from being called title contenders.
What's the point difference between them and Liverpool?
And Liverpool.
Obviously going to be more than 6 points.
It is.
It is more than 6 points.
So even if you have 12 points between now and May, that's not in the Premier League. A one certain club was about 7 points ahead.
What's their name?
What certain club last season was 7 points. Liverpool were 7 points ahead.
We're not ahead of.
See, Liverpool spent how many weeks ahead of everybody, and they still finished.
But they different management,
and they ended up not finishing in the top 2.
Last season. All things that passed away.
But Newcastle United, you can't totally mathematically they can still win the title because they look good. They are winning. They are beating everybody, and they are not just beating the smaller teams. Look at what they did to Arsenal. Look at what they did to Arsenal.
Look at what they did to Liverpool.
So they are playing well. Mm-hmm. They're enjoying their football. They're enjoying themselves. The manager finally has found a way to get. They were considering silly goals. Too many goals. That has reduced, but now they are scoring goals for fun, and I think that's what has become different. Their football is beautiful to watch. Mm-hmm. But that guy, they need to make sure he doesn't get injured again. Isak. One of the biggest problems he has is he can be red hot and then get injured. He's done that in like 2 seasons. Even at Real Sociedad, it was like that. So they need to make sure that they find a way to make sure he's still fit. He plays every weekend because last to be their game during the week, there were stories that he might not start.
Yeah, I had a knock from the previous game.
He's always having a knock, and he was
no. So the moment he got to the point where they were saying, "Oh, they were waiting till almost the very last minute before they play him," but I like what the manager is doing with him. If you notice, in the 6 games they've played, it's not all that he played 90 minutes. They always want to feel
way
that
to manage it.
So keep managing.
Because he's the only established goal scorer who's fit.
He scores goals.
Because Callum Wilson is out injured for a long period.
Yeah.
And even when he returns, still needs time to build his fitness. So I think beyond just the personnel, the manager has brought about a sort of a great team bond. And when they say about football teams, when you win, it sort of spurs you on. It gives you that confidence. Because all of a sudden, Liverpool has started conceding goals. What I mean conceding goals, they're not shutting it at the back anymore. Liverpool are getting. I can't remember the last time.
But Liverpool were conceding goals. But what they were doing was they were outscoring people.
They were outscoring their opponents. Now they're not outscoring.
Now they're even struggling to outscore.
They are struggling to outscore. Because in the game against Nottingham Forest,
I must mention. Yeah, you must mention that game.
In the game against Nottingham Forest,
all I know was massive.
Liverpool's first shot on target was in the 60-something
minutes,
and that was the goal they scored. So that's imagine for over 60 minutes, Nottingham Forest with Olaino
did a job on. You know what they say. What we always say about Liverpool.
I think that was the worst game of Gakpo this season.
Yeah.
Gakpo looked
you know how we say that once Mo Salah is still on the pitch,
anything can happen. Yeah.
Olaino made sure that today, try me. What's his name on the other side? Williams. So both of them were like, we know you like to play your wingers.
Yeah.
They're like, today but Olaino had a fantastic game. He could have been awarded the man of the match. But the entire Nottingham Forest team, they are solid. They are playing very, very well. And that Liverpool, you said something that's very key. That when teams start winning, psychologically, that feeling of invincibility comes. When you start dropping points in games where then you start struggling, it begins to tell on you.
Even on your confidence.
If Liverpool, they must beat Brentford.
Oh yes, they have.
Liverpool must beat Brentford. If for any reason they play another draw or mistakenly lose that game, it's going to affect them psychologically.
Oh yes,
then
it will.
Defensively, they're going to become a lot more jittery. The way they find last-minute goals and whatever, then there's going to be a problem. So they need to come back to that winning space where they can win. Newcastle United won the first game, won the second game, won the third game. All of a sudden, it looks like, okay,
we're back.
We can beat anybody.
Yeah.
We can be, and they kept, and before they started on this winning run, they had a poor period.
They had a
very poor 5 games.
Yeah.
5 games run when they lost 2 and 3 or something like that. But now they feel like, when they played Arsenal in the Carling Cup, like the Carabao Cup, I beg your pardon. When they played Arsenal, come, let's play. They didn't sit back. They ran at Arsenal. And everybody who, if you're a good team and Arsenal's problems recently, they will pass. They will camp in the midfield. Just throw that long ball behind them. You've killed them, and that's what. So Newcastle right now, mathematically, they are still in the conversation. They are in the conversation.
Is Man City out of the
they are so Manchester City is one of those teams.
So before you go to Man City, we all agree Newcastle are still in the conversation. Mathematically.
Yeah.
They are the informed team, so you can't rubbish. You can't write them off.
But I think that they need to go past second or third to feel a lot more in the conversation.
They will. If we're saying Forest in third, they're in the conversation.
If they go past Forest,
they just need to keep winning. And right now, Newcastle look like the team that can continue winning.
Yeah.
Chelsea and Arsenal looks like teams that can blow up.
Chelsea are already number 5 now.
So the thing about Arsenal is not as bad as people are making it.
We're not saying Arsenal is bad.
So when you say Chelsea and Arsenal, you can't compare Chelsea and Arsenal. Where is Chelsea? Where is Arsenal?
So because we said Newcastle can continue on this run, and keep winning.
Chelsea have not been winning.
That means the likes of Chelsea,
they win.
Arsenal, Forest.
Chelsea they win.
If it's Chelsea.
Why are you putting Chelsea in this conversation?
I think
because Chelsea are way away from this conversation. Why is Chelsea coming here?
Guys, if Chelsea and the other names I've mentioned are dropping points.
Drop Chelsea. Carry the other three people.
Which are the other
Are you
people?
going to compare Nottingham Forest?
So if Liverpool are struggling, if Arsenal is struggling,
and Forest,
if Forest struggles, if we all agree that Newcastle keeps winning, then they can close the gap. Yes. That's all I'm saying.
Why are you going to mention Chelsea?
So Chelsea have lost.
Chelsea were there before. They were second at some point
in the Premier League. How many games? The last 4 games. How many games have Chelsea won in the Premier League?
I'm not just saying.
I don't know.
In the Premier League, how many games have Arsenal won in the last 3? Arsenal, don't put Chelsea in this conversation. Nottingham Forest are winning.
What I'm
Arsenal,
saying in the Premier League, Newcastle can catch up with any team.
That's above them. Listen, Newcastle.
Who's above them?
Newcastle.
Arsenal is there now.
Liverpool, Arsenal, and Forest. Chelsea is above them. So we tell you,
leave Chelsea out of this conversation. That's what we're telling you.
Learn now. Learn.
How can you bring Chelsea into this conversation?
People say they're not in the title race. Why do you want
to? Very soon now, you bring Man U into this conversation.
City too. At some point, City.
Since that's what you need to go
at some point, City.
Don't go on the break.
Put City.
Don't. So City until these teams, until Chelsea come back to
we are winning run
to a run.
Yes.
Put together a run. You can't put them in this conversation. They are out of the conversation.
Okay.
Out of the top 4.
Right. Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, Forest, Arsenal.
5th.
Is that too far from the title?
It's far from the title.
No. For Chelsea, it's
from the title.
They say they're not in a run.
So Chelsea are regressing right now.
Yes.
They are not. So you know why we're talking about Newcastle? They are. Look at where Newcastle came from. Newcastle came from about 9th or 10th, and now they're
you guys were saying the same.
We're not saying the same thing. We're not saying the same.
Just because I mentioned Chelsea.
No, because
you don't want to hear Chelsea.
So you are comparing a team that is going down with a team that is coming up.
Rosimi, may you never compare a team that may you never
go down.
Somebody else is going up. You want to be bringing someone that is going back.
So Chelsea are going down on that.
Yeah, but they are going down.
When does Chelsea win again?
Chelsea are going down on that.
But they are going down.
Win now.
Morecambe in the FA Cup.
In the Premier League.
We'll go on a break. We'll go on a break. We'll be right back. Home stretch on the show. Time to talk predictions. Looking forward to the big games this weekend. We got 4 games on the cards again for you today.
We must start from Zamalek.
You're in the spirit because I was going to start because Zamalek Enyimba.
I said that for last
night. Straight to the point, guys.
Because my Chi did not speak to me on that. She speaks
so
to me.
Enyimba is losing as far as you are concerned. Let's go straight. Femi.
Let's just go first.
His wisdom.
His wisdom is
my head tells me Enyimba will lose that game, but my heart is saying it's going to end in a draw.
What's your body saying?
But I am telling you, it will end in an Enyimba. It will end in a draw.
3 different results he has given us.
It's a draw. It's going to end in a draw.
Will lose that game.
Zamalek wins.
Yeah, it's the easy prediction.
Okay.
Moving on.
I don't want to move on.
Moving on.
Let me consult.
Now.
Wait now.
Move on.
So I think Enyimba will get a result.
So what are you saying?
What's the result? Draw or win? Don't come here later and start trying to be sneaky.
Clever by half.
Yes.
Draw.
Draw. Yeah, fine. Let's move on.
Enyimba draw. And we won't count anybody that says Zamalek wins.
Yeah, now. Let's go.
Italy. Juventus AC Milan.
Battle at the top. That's a very, very huge battle. Juve AC Milan. Since Conchesa Arabi, what's his name, came, that team, they've been doing it. Meji. Komaro. You know, they've been scoring 2 goals.
AC Milan for you.
I think Juventus lose their first game.
I think it's going to end in a draw.
Juventus have what? They played 20 games in the league. 13 of them draw.
The draw suit specialists.
They've not lost any game, but they've drawn 13.
So you think they will lose this one?
All right, Juventus win for me. Atalanta, Napoli?
Sure.
Napoli win.
Napoli win.
Atalanta win.
But you know, one angle to this one, Ademola Lookman enjoys playing against these guys. Remember the reverse he scored 2. Last season, he scored against them.
This
season he scored the reverse. He scored 2. But I think Napoli will win. Napoli don't want to drop. You know, Inter is going to play Empoli on Sunday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow rather. They are playing tomorrow. And if
tomorrow is Sunday.
Napoli, that's what I'm saying.
If Napoli, Sunday, like I see Sunday.
If Napoli drops points, if they draw or lose, and Inter will win that game.
Okay.
What Inter would do is Inter will close the gap or equal whatever.
Final game. Arsenal, Aston Villa.
Arsenal victory.
Arsenal.
So I'm going for 2 home wins.
Don't worry, I have everything on record.
Yes.
That's it, guys. We got to go. Femi.
What a day. Goodness. This weekend is tough road to me, but we'll see what the result brings for the guru of predictions.
4 in 4. The only man to do it. 4 in 4. Thanks, guys, for being part of this. Remember, send your comments and all of that on the screen. We have somebody who sent a comment towards them, and thank you very much for your comment. Thank you for your contribution. Send your comments. I will try and post some of the comments as the show's go on. Remember, our leaderboard came with 10. We're going to post our leaderboard as well.
All right. Thank you, Femi Faraway. Thank you, Joseph Faulkner. My name is Rotimi. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. Catch you all same time next week. Bye for now.
Which it was by Malcolm Brogdon.
From the line, good reaction time for George